Live. Yeah, there we go. Oh, you did.
Stand by. It's almost time to gather and share your weekly recaps. Gather and share your takes. We've always got you covered with comics, TV shows, movies, and all the bullshit. Oh boy, do we love that last one. Ready to gather? It's time for the Gathering of the Geeks. Without further ado, here are your hosts.
There we go.
We are Gathering of the Geeks, a podcast and YouTube show built around the things we as geeks all love. Hashtag we gather on Tuesdays. Thank you for checking out the one. Thank you for checking out the one where it's a new day. I'm one of your hosts, Emmet, and I'm joined by the Ted Lasso to my coach Beard, Chris Evans. Chris, how you doing?
It's a Tuesday. How are you doing?
How's your Tuesday going?
It's going. It's going.
Gathering of the Geeks, it's available on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. Just have to search for Gathering of the Geeks and you will find us. Yeah, Cookie, that's very true. We had a holiday on Monday, Holiday Monday. So it felt like Sunday yesterday because we were just kind of hanging around the house. We got to go to work tomorrow. It's like, now it's Tuesday and we're recording a show. And we don't record on Tuesdays. We don't go live on Tuesdays. So it's all wild and crazy. It's wild and crazy times right now, Chris.
What was the holiday yesterday?
It's called Victoria Day long weekend. So Queen Victoria. It's like the unofficial start to the summer.
So that's like a Memorial Day.
Yeah, is that what you guys had on Monday?
No, that's next Monday.
Oh, next Monday. Okay, so it's like
Monday.
that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, next Monday is our Memorial Day, and that's like the kickoff to summer for most people.
Yeah. Well, you guys actually, like, your schools are almost out though, right?
Yes.
Ours isn't out until the end of June. Like we have our kids have a whole another month and a half to go.
Well, that's a short summer. Yeah, here it's typically like mid-May to the end of May, and then they go back first or second week of August.
So we don't go back until the first week of September.
Fancy.
Yeah, so unofficial start to the summer this past weekend. And it's messed up my week and all my days. And now we're here on Tuesdays, Chris.
The new home is Tuesday, though.
Yes. So if you're watching, appreciate you guys for checking us out on this Tuesdays. We're going to keep it going for a little while and do bi-weekly Tuesday streams just to try and make our lives a little bit easier because it would appear over the last 6 weeks or so that I think life caught up to both of us. It's not like for me, life wasn't any extra busy. It just felt like every time we came to do that Sunday show, we always had something to do on the weekends. So now we're just moving a little bit and going to space out our shows, and hopefully we can be a little more consistent with our shows on Tuesdays, Chris.
We'll try. I think Tuesday is a good day, though. I think it's a good one. It's funny because this past Sunday, when I got home, for those of you who don't know, I host community events every Sunday, and they're outdoor most of the time when it's not as hot. And so when I got home that day, my brain was fried. And I was thinking to myself, I don't think I would have even made it because, a lot of times when we do the show on Sundays after those events, it's like I'm on speed or something. My attention level really varies.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good move. We'll see how it goes though.
Well, and one of the things it's going to do too is like all of the shows that we like to talk about sometimes are on Sundays. Like HBO shows we miss when they're on Sundays and we have to watch them afterwards. So we're just giving ourselves a little bit more time here.
I like I read it as Guardians of the Galaxy, even though it's our own thing.
That's just brand new day. That's the name of the fourth movie, isn't it?
Yeah. Hey Jeff, how's it going? I know that they're on the screen, but I still like to do the highlighting thing. I think
Yeah, highlight. We're letting them know how important they are.
it's fun. I mean, even
Very
though they're
nice.
there anyway, life always finds a way of catching up. Oh yes, it does. It surely does.
Okay, Chris. I don't know how much you have to talk about, or if you remember everything that you watched in the last 6 weeks or so. But I'm sure there's some standouts
Yeah.
for you. Yeah. What do you want to talk about today?
Let's start with comics. I actually just read the first comics in a month. I read them like 40 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
Let James Gunn know.
Yeah.
I will let James Gunn know. I'll let him know that, and also where is Batman? Where is he? We want to know. Yeah. So actually, speaking of Batman, I just read Absolute Batman #8.
Mm-hmm.
Have you read it yet?
Yep. Yeah, that's on my list. Is both 7 and 8.
Okay, perfect. So, in the
Mm-hmm.
words of Ferris Bueller himself, it's so choice. I love, I've been loving Absolute Batman since the first issue, and I think
Mm-hmm.
this introduction of Mister Freeze and this new version of Freeze, this take, is
Mm-hmm.
really. I don't want to use a pun here, but it's cool. I really enjoy it. I think
Cool.
Freeze in hell. I think making Freeze this kind of creature. At
Mm.
first, when I saw the picture, I was like, "What is this?" Which I think has been
Yes.
my response to everything Absolute Batman.
Yeah.
But once you see him in motion and you read what it is, it's very fascinating what they've done here. They've
Mm-hmm.
essentially turned him into kind of like a zombie sort
Mm.
of thing. He also reminds like a fairy tale monster. Like this is what Hansel and Gretel encountered in the witch's house. It was Mister Freeze. Um, so I like that a lot. I just think it's a good issue. The art is a mixed bag for me, as it usually is
Mm-hmm.
with Absolute, but I like most of what I saw. Pretty cool. Again, the pun. But yeah, I highly recommend. If you guys are not reading the Absolute Batman books, I think they're really worth the look, especially if you may kind of be tired of the whatever's going on in the main continuity stuff, because this is very different. I don't know if I call it an Elseworld as much as just it's an alternative take.
Yeah. Yeah. So 7 and 8 both came out, and I'm pretty much on the same lines with you. One of the interesting things for me is just how different this freeze felt.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, like it just in my wildest dreams when I could think, okay, here's what this character is, and this is Scott Snyder. Make it something else. Like, and he went like way on the other side of the country to create this Mr. Freeze. Like it's so beyond my expectations of what the character could be.
Mm-hmm.
But still work in a way. Like he's still got like the instead of Nora, it's his parents.
Well,
Um that kind of
yeah,
thing.
he's not trying to save them though. That's the big difference with
Hmm.
this freeze. This freeze isn't trying to save anybody. This
Hmm.
is some kind of creature thing. I don't know what his purpose is yet.
Making more creatures.
I think that is what he's doing. I think he just wants to make like a frozen army. It kind of
Yeah.
reminds me of the White Walkers.
Yeah.
Is that what they're called?
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, from Game of Thrones. That's kind of what they remind me of. Like he's just creating White Walkers.
Hmm.
Batman went beyond the wall and he found him.
Yeah, so just the imagination from the Mr. Freeze character was
Mhm.
something I was not expecting, and I like it's like you said, everything that comes out of this Absolute Batman book, you should be expecting it to be a little weird and completely unlike anything you've ever seen before. And even after seeing, I think it was a preview image, like that large, like looked like he was 20 feet tall,
Oh,
Slender
man.
Man thing or whatever. It's like, oh, that's Mr. Freeze, like where's the Mister part? where's the freeze part? Like there's no gun, there's no helmet,
No
there's
suit. He's
yeah,
just
no
running
suit.
around in
It's
like
like
basketball shorts, having a great day.
yeah, it's just like it just and then saying all that, how out there it is and how imaginative it is, it still works in this universe because one of
Mhm.
the things that Scott Snyder set up is like he's hit you over the head with how different his universe is, how different the Batman is, how different the Batman's rogue gallery is. So far, it just works, and I kind of like this little 2 issue break in between.
Yeah.
Like there was the zoo arc that started the first one. Then we've got these 2 issues, and then the next arc starts with the Bane. I forget what it's called. Abomination, I think it's called.
So I thought it was called Bane.
Yeah,
But it
the
says
next arc
next
is
up
called.
Bane.
Yeah. So the Bane character, but I think the arc is called like
Oh,
Abomination or something.
I like it already.
Exactly. So yeah, it's just give me more Scott Snyder, give me more of this weird stuff, but also keeping, I still think there's this trueness to the Bruce Wayne character and to Batman. I do think that Alfred could have been used a little bit better in these 2 issues.
I
I
kind of
think
missed him.
you messaged me a while ago when you read the 7th one, and I think you were confused that it was even Alfred in like the drawing threw you off so much that it looks, this one looks a little different. He feels a little different. He's not around as much.
Mhm.
So I want more of that Alfred, because I do like what they started in the first arc with Bruce and Alfred.
Well, I meant the art made him look very different.
Yes.
Yeah, the art made him look like a Dragon Ball Z character and Ra's al Ghul smashed together.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not into it.
Not having it.
I am not having it. I like my Alfred to look like a human. That's
Yes.
not Ra's al Ghul.
Yep.
Or what was it? Goku vegetable? I don't know what they're called.
Can't help you. Can't help you with any Dragon Ball.
Not a Dragon Ball Z guy. That was popular. I don't know.
Yeah, that's all I got.
There's a one. I think his name is Pickle. He's green.
Okay then.
I don't know.
You could have said anything right there. You could have said cabbage, and I would have said sure. Sounds great.
I like cabbage.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, Absolute Batman #8's a win. I caught up with the Christian Ward 2 Facebook. So I was 2 issues behind, and it just finished on the week of the 7th.
It's over now?
Yeah, it's over now.
Oh,
I'm sad.
son of a
Kind of sad about that one. It's really, really good. It goes so much into the psyche of Harvey, and I think it does some new things that are interesting, and it pulls it together in the end in kind of it's kind of a silly way, sort of. I can't say I love the way it ends, but I do enjoy it. I enjoyed reading it. It just feels too comfortable in a way, which I guess it's meant to wrap it all up, so I get it. I'm not going to nitpick about it. The art is stellar throughout this book. The whole series, really. The art is stellar. The story is really good. And I just love the back and forth between Harvey and Two-Face, because they are separate entities. So I love the back and forth. I like the new things they've introduced. I hope some of it sticks around going forward. I'd like to see how it's integrated into the main title of Batman and where Two-Face fits now, because they left him in a really good position, I think, to kind of regain popularity. Because I feel like Two-Face is a character who comes and goes. Like they go really heavy on him for a little bit, and then they pull back when they've lost interest or something. And now, I'm wondering if we're either at that shift again, or he'll just be prominent. He's never going to be like the Joker with the Batman books, and that's fine. But it's nice to have the variety of villains, and I think he's one of the better ones. Although I am biased. Yeah,
admittedly, which is okay. I'm 3 behind, I think. If I March 5th. Yeah, I think I'm 2 or 3 behind. So I'm gonna make sure I get to that one, knowing that it's done now.
Okay. Yeah, you can catch up in no time. They are pretty wordy though, so set aside some time.
Christian Ward sometimes, yep.
Yeah, I think also because he's not drawing, he has more time to write.
I use my words.
He's making up for it. We do talk on Tuesdays, Eddie. That is correct.
That's right.
Now we talk on Tuesdays. We record things on Wednesdays. Talk on Tuesdays.
That's right.
So those are all I read, and I meant to get to a few more things, but I just kind of forgot. Yeah, but for the first reading in a month and a half, that's not too bad.
It's nice to take that break every once in a while, eh?
Yeah, it's like, there's stuff to read. Wow.
Yeah, I took that almost roughly the same amount of time, but I read a little bit more in the last week or so. Like I said, I read Absolute Batman 7 and 8. I went and read Absolute Superman 6 and 7, which are very good. Issue 5 was kind of the destruction of Krypton and Clark just getting off the planet, and then 6 is him arriving on Earth. So we got a lot of Ma and Pa Kent stuff. It's just very good stuff. I always love that part of Clark's story is his learning to be human, learning this kind of where he is now, and this Monpod Kent is very interesting and how it plays into the world with all the Lazarus Corporation, all the Peacemaker guys that are running around there. So that's really cool. And then issue 7 has Brainiac
Oh, okay.
in it, which is a very heavy Brainiac issue, and he's very disgusting looking. I haven't read too many Brainiac stories, so getting this version was pretty interesting.
I
He's
don't.
half. Go ahead.
I don't think he's really disgusting looking.
He's very disgusting looking in this.
Oh, okay.
He's like half robot. He's got robot legs, and his regular kind of upper torso. His face looks like Brainiac. Like he's got the whatever those nodes are
Yeah.
on his skull, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, just kind of an origin story for Brainiac, which was kind of interesting. So that's 6 and 7 of Absolute Superman, which again I recommend it. Most of my list is Absolute stuff, so that's the first one to check off the box.
Superman's introducing a lot of top tier villains. I mean, they got Brainiac already, and they introduced
Hmm.
Ra's al Ghul, which was interesting. I haven't read that
Very
bit yet, but
interesting.
I've seen the panel.
It's
Uh,
very interesting. Yeah,
yeah,
was not
Superman's
expecting that.
they're rapidly introducing people where Batman is kind of slowly doing it, and Wonder
Mm.
Woman is just on her own island, literally.
Yeah, that's right. Talking to a squid for 6 issues.
It's okay.
So that's Absolute Superman. And then I read Absolute Green Lantern, both 1 and 2.
Hmm.
Again, I haven't read too much Green Lantern. This is very interesting. Hal has he comes in contact with a Green Lantern.
Mhm.
It's kind of like a first contact story.
So,
Hal has a yeah. Go ahead.
so Abin I think that's his name. He doesn't just die.
Mhm. He doesn't die. He arrives to Earth and like it's like first contact, like aliens and he what does he say? He talks about be without fear. He says about 6,000 times, and he does kind of like this is him testing people on Earth, I think. So he like there's John Stewart and Guy Gardner who
Hmm.
are in this. Guy does not pass the test.
Figures.
John does pass the test, and then something happens to Hal where he gets this like black hand where he can turn it into things. Like he turns his hand into a gun with this
Okay.
black hand. It's really interesting story. I'm not fully getting it. And again, I don't. This is like I don't know if this is a good thing or not, but I don't know much about the Green Lanterns overall. Again, I haven't read too much of them. And then now we're getting a story it could be completely different. Oh, like I assume somebody with a Green Lantern, they die, the ring flies around and
That's
lands
the
on somebody who's
popular.
unworthy,
Yeah, it's
right?
the
Yeah,
popular way that like Cal gets the ring. Yeah.
that's right. So this is not like that.
Okay.
So it's quite different. It's really interesting. The art's really nice. And seeing Hal and John and Guy, and there's this other Green Lantern. She's a female. I don't remember her name, but I'm not sure if she's a Green Lantern in the regular series or not. But yeah, this is another one that I'll just keep continuing reading because it's very interesting story wise. Very a lot of mystery to it. I think with the Abin Sur when he shows up on Earth for the first time, and he like, do you know what he looks like? Is he normal looking?
Purple. No, he
Okay,
looks like a purple California raisin.
okay, so he's not purple in this. He's like a light tinge of green, and his head is like the back of his head is really long. What's that guy's name in Return of the Jedi? Jabba the Hutt's friend, Bib Fortuna. You know Bib Fortuna, the guy. He's got
Yeah.
like his neck comes off and it kind of wraps around like a scarf or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, that Abin is like that, but it's really long and it's yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, he doesn't usually look like that, as far as
Yeah,
I know.
I didn't think so.
I think he's
Um,
purple. I'm pretty sure he's purple.
okay, so yeah, no purple here. So very interesting story. One I'll keep reading for sure.
Yeah, I saw that the second issue came out. I was like, oh, I missed the first one, so I got to go back and do that.
Yeah, that's what I did. I looked at leagueofcomics.com or whatever, and I started just moving backwards. I'm like, oh, there's number 2. I bet to go back and read number 1. So that's a good time. And the last Absolute book that I read was Absolute Flash number 2.
Hmm.
That from Jeff Lemire and Nick Robles, which again I'm a big fan. I was a big fan of the first one. This one introduces the Time Force, and 2 different Barrys and 2 different Wallies and 2 different times. And what was big from the first issue, and and we talked about this when we talked about the first one. And Lemire put out a newsletter around the same time that the first one came out. It's more about being unsure of yourself, having confidence in yourself, whether or not you're good enough to be a hero in this sense. And there's more of that in the second issue from Wally. There's a lot more of his rogues gallery who showed up at the end of the first issue. Again, I'm just really that's like, again, Absolute Superman, Green Lantern, Batman, and Flash. Everyone that I've read has just been so good. And Flash #2 with the introduction of the Time Force, 2 different futures, and whether or not Wally can pull it together and save some people's lives, because at the end of the first one we think that he killed Barry Allen, in an accident of some kind. So just some crazy stuff happening in the Flash, Absolute Flash #2 that I'm really, really excited for, and I can't wait. I think #3 actually comes out tomorrow, so I'm gonna make sure I read that. Yeah, I think so. Cool. Which now we can say that now. I kind of like that idea too on Tuesdays. This comic's coming out tomorrow.
Yeah, we can actually spoil comics now that we've read it the previous week.
That's right.
Or 2 weeks ago if it's set.
Exactly.
Spoilers.
So yeah, all of the Absolutes are really good right now. I think DC is just killing it with them. I don't think there's a bad title. I did read Martian Manhunter #1. Did you check that one out a while back?
I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell I read, but
exactly.
Yeah, I checked it out.
Yeah. So I'm on the same line as you. I'm not sure if it's bad or not. I didn't go back and read the second one. I just haven't got around to it. So I don't know if it's bad yet, or I just don't know if the full story has not been revealed to us.
That's what I'm thinking too. Maybe this one you got to get deeper into, but at the same time, I kind of think a first issue, we've talked about this before, a first issue needs to hook you with something.
Yes, that's true.
And I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm not like, oh, I need that second issue immediately. Whereas with Flash, I'm all on board. With the other ones, is what it is. It's not a bad thing yet.
Nope, not at all. Yeah, and the only other comic that I want to talk about that's not a DC comic and not an Absolute comic is a book that came out last week or the week before, Exquisite Corpses. It's from Image. It's by James Tynion and with art by Michael Walsh. It's about a yearly competition or game show where rich people each have a killer that they have or use, and they drop them into a small town in America. It's a new small town every year, and then whichever killer is left at the end of it wins. And the people inside that town are also mixed into the mayhem and the murder. So the first issue is quite fun. Kind of get this introduction to all the murderers and the killers. And each issue has Tynion and Walsh are also on it, but then they bring in different writers and different artists to, I'm not sure yet because we haven't seen the second issue, but to add something to each issue. And it's supposed to be, the who's who of, I guess, indie artists and writers. So really fun book. Chris, I think you'd like it, murder and mayhem, all that good stuff.
I was sold by the title, to be honest.
Yeah. Exquisite Corpses. Yeah, that is you.
That's one of if I see it on the list without even knowing what it is, like, oh, I'll check that out.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's a good time. Highly recommend that one. Nice #1 that I'll be picking up monthly from Image. So yeah. That's my comic reads for the last little while.
I'm behind on anything that's not DC Marvel. Like really behind. Like the Kill Train book, I don't even know what issue it's on right now. There's some other stuff I was reading. I don't know where they're at. Maybe I'll catch up at some point.
Yeah, it's hard. It's tough. It's tough when you think, oh, I need to take a break from comics, which I did. And it's like you can only go back and read so much. Because new stuff comes out, and then you get.
There's only so much time.
Only so much time.
There's only so much, and there's only so many Batman books I can read.
That's right. It's only so much I could take.
Yeah, I mean, I can read a lot of Batman, so I guess I should say there's only so much that's not Batman I can read. I'll read pretty much anything else.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty good for a month and a half, I think, of reads.
Yeah, I think so. And like I said, there's probably lots more, and I'll keep continuing. No, that way we have a little bit more time to read things now with our kind of bi-weekly schedule. We can use it to, or I will try and use it to get caught up on things,
Keyword,
and
you will try to use it.
I will try. Yes, I will try to read some more stuff and get caught up on things as well.
It also works for the movie stuff too, though, or the watches and whatnot.
100%. Okay, what about some watches? What have you been watching lately?
So this is great that we have Letterbox for this, because otherwise I wouldn't know what the hell I watched. I'm not even sure when's the last time we talked about what we watched.
The last show we did was Flash #1, Absolute Flash #1. So that was, like I said, about 6 weeks ago that we done a show.
So I don't want to talk about the stuff I didn't like really. I'd rather highlight a few
Yeah,
things I really enjoy.
yeah.
Um,
I sorry, I kind of have that except for one outlier that I just have to talk about, but we'll get to that one.
oh yeah, I have one terrible movie I want to talk about too, and that's where I'm going to start with
Okay,
because
nice, good.
I don't understand. Ever since the movie Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas has been released, I have heard nothing but praise for this movie. Like nothing. Everybody loves this thing. I watched it, and I think this is one of the hardest times sitting through a movie I've ever had in my life. I think I hate this movie, and I hate everything about it.
Nice.
There was not a single redeeming quality for me. There were a few laughs, but it was more like, what am I even laughing at? I don't get it. And I don't know if this is a case of the movie went over my head, or maybe I need to be under the influence of something. I don't know. I don't get the love behind Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. I never want to see it again. And that's that. Have you ever seen this movie?
Oh yeah, I've seen it. I saw it many years ago, and I more or less I'm on the same line where that movie's not for me. You know, I don't get it. I don't want to get it. Like I don't want to look deeper and find some hidden meaning in it because
Right. I don't care.
I don't care. That's just they're doing their own thing. That's fine with me.
Yeah, don't need it. Don't
I'll just
need
watch
that.
Rango. I'll
That's
just
what I was
watch
going to say.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch Rango.
Yeah.
I own Rango on Blu-ray. It's my own copy. It's not Zoe's. It's mine. I own Rango. It's great. So I watched that. I watched a Complete Unknown. I don't know if we talked about that.
No, and that's on my list to talk about as well.
Perfect. So. Let's do that one. I don't know a lot about Bob Dylan. I knew a few of his songs beforehand. I actually didn't know that was Bob Dylan though. I just know. I like that song. It's Bob Dylan. I thought the movie though is really really good. James Mangold does a masterclass in filmmaking with that movie. And Timothée Chalamet, I know you don't like him, but he is, I think, flawless in this role. And so is Boyd Holbrook as Johnny Cash, which I was kind of surprised at. Because I feel, well, how does James Mangold cast the same guy twice so well? He did it. He did it. I think he's a huge Johnny Cash fan, or like, I don't know, maybe he wants to wear his skin. I don't know what's going on there, but he knows what he's doing with Johnny Cash. It's great. So I really, really enjoyed A Complete Unknown.
Agreed. I thought the movie was fantastic. And yes, I do not like Timothée Chalamet in a lot of things. And he's good in the movie. He's fine. I didn't think he was extraordinary. Aside, like I thought the supporting cast was outstanding. I thought Ed Norton, like, and I think I remember watching this, and I don't know if I tweeted it or I messaged you or a friend, but Ed Norton is an all timer. Like,
yeah, you told me that.
He's one of the best ever to do it. He's so good in this role as like I forget the guy's name, but kind of like a mentor to Bob Dylan in the early days. I thought he was outstanding. I thought Elle Fanning was very good.
She was.
And what's her name? Monica Zetti. If you're still there, help me out, brother. Monica
Oh, I
Barbaro.
was going to say Monica Rambeau, but I think that's the
Yeah,
MCU.
I'll take Monica Rambeau as
That's the
Joan
MCU.
Baez. Yeah, yeah. So I thought the supporting cast was outstanding. I thought the music obviously very good, but the sound, it was very good.
Mhm.
The settings, the editing, the directing, everything about it I liked. Even even Timmy C, who I don't enjoy, but this movie was great. I think you said it. James Mangold is an exquisite director. I think he
Yes.
does biopics very well. Um, and yeah, I'd watch this movie again a number of times. Um, yeah, I loved it. Loved everything about it.
I kind of wish he would do the Queen biopic, like a redo of the
Mm,
Queen bio. That'd be great.
just redo
Just redo it, and don't get
it.
Rami Malek back. Let's get somebody else. Yes, we're both good with a Complete Unknown. It's a good time.
Hmm. Hmm.
I watched The Monkey. Love The Monkey.
Oh, I
I
forgot about that.
Yeah,
Never remember
The
that.
Monkey is I would say wildly entertaining. It's not really a horror movie in my opinion. Excuse me. It's not really a horror movie. It's a lot of laughs in it. A lot of just wild stuff happens. Very
Mm,
entertaining. It's hard to talk about because there's not that it's a spoiler, but there's not much to it.
mm.
So it's just a good time. I'd recommend it if you're in the mood for like a horror comedy with some fun
This is the
performances.
same guy who did Long Legs, yeah.
Yeah, but completely different.
Hmm.
Yeah, this is like watching like when Martin Scorsese makes Hugo and then he makes The Departed.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's one of those kind of like, oh, both good though. Let's see. Sing Sing, love Sing Sing. I think you've seen it, right?
I've not.
Okay, Sing Sing is like a happy Shawshank Redemption in a way, which I know it doesn't make sense, but when you watch it, it'll make sense. Imagine if Shawshank Redemption wasn't miserable and the Scissor Sisters never bothered
Yeah,
Andy at all.
I was gonna say all the raping didn't happen. You mean?
There is none of that as far as we know. Everybody gets along. Everybody's friendly. Everything's consensual, I believe. It's not really about that though. It's about rehabilitation and the
Got it.
way that they find like a brotherhood and they can come together and rise above something, even when
Hmm.
it gets really bad.
Hmm.
So Sing Sing is awesome. I highly recommend that one.
Nice.
I've raved about Sinners a lot. I don't think I need to talk about it now, but watch Sinners. It's amazing.
I can't wait to watch Sinners. I want it to be on digital so bad.
You know, I keep seeing I twist. I keep seeing the Lego recreation of one particular scene, and I can't wait for you to watch the movie so I can show you the Lego recreation. It is
Yes.
hilarious. It's weird because it's not a scene that should be in Lego, but it
Hmm.
is. I love it. I watched Drop. That was cool. Revisit American Psycho. Always love American Psycho.
What'd you do that for?
I just kind of felt like it.
Just getting ready for the sequel or the
No,
redo,
no. I just
reboot or whatever.
American Psycho is one of those movies that I like to revisit every so often. Not a lot,
Hmm.
because it's not like it's time to like Batman Begins. So it's time to watch American Psycho. No, I just like to watch it now and then.
Oh, that time of the year again.
Oh, it's April. Time to watch my boy Patrick do his thing.
Return some videotapes.
Yeah, he returns a lot of videotapes. No, I kind of been wanting to rewatch it because one, Amazon Prime has the extended cut on there,
Hmm.
which I hadn't seen. I own the extended cut, but the Blu-ray is still in its wrapping.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't want to
I-
open it. I just
No,
it's
don't.
easier to
Just
it's
for
easier to
fun.
tap the button, you know. So I rewatched that. It's always good. Other
I
than
love how
that,
funny. I love how funny that movie is.
yeah, it's funny. I always forget how much comedy is actually in it.
Yeah.
It really is funny, and Christian Bale doesn't do comedy often,
Hmm.
but I think he handles it really well when he does, and this is a good showcase of it because he's doing
Yeah.
some insane stuff in this movie.
I just love the scene where he's talking with what's Reese Witherspoon's character name, Evelyn,
Yeah, Evelyn.
where he's drawing on
Oh,
the
yeah.
tablecloth, and she's talking about all this bullshit, and he's just like he breaks up with her or whatever at that table. I just everything about Christian Bale in that movie is so good. Just the way he talks and his mannerisms and all the conversations he has to other people and
The dialogue,
and,
is really what seals the deal. Like when he's talking about like the Whitney Houston album, Huey Lewis in the News.
yeah,
I forget what he's listening to in the car with Evelyn at the start, and he complains that she's bugging him and he's trying to listen to
that's
the
right.
album. I
Yeah,
forget what it is. He's
yeah,
really funny, and I think there's a charm to it, despite the horrible things that goes on or doesn't go on in the film.
yeah.
It depends how you take the ending,
Hmm.
which that's up to whoever watches it. You can figure out what you want out, get what you want out of it.
Hmm.
I like to think it's all in his head, like none
That's
of
right.
it happened.
Yeah, that's right.
I think that's
or,
the only way it makes sense.
or you try and think about when was the moment that stuff didn't happen.
When was the break?
Yeah, when was the moment? Yeah,
He didn't kill Paul Allen at least,
yeah,
or it's
yeah.
hinted he didn't because they do mention that guy doesn't know who he's talking about most of the time.
That's right.
He didn't even recognize Patrick.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of little things in that movie, and I am looking forward to the new one if it ever happens.
Is it not a guarantee? Do you think?
I don't think it is. I think it's if it happens.
Hmm.
It's kind of I don't know if we really. I'm not going to say we don't need a redo or a remake because who needs anything, but I don't know if if they want to do something closer to the book, if that would be considered something people would want or not. I would just like to see another version of it, so I'm cool with it.
Mm-hmm.
There was a kind of a quasi sequel. Well, there was a real sequel, and then that other one with James Van Der Beek. And
I don't know that one.
Yeah, it had like a bunch of stars of the early 2000s, late 90s. I think it was horrible. And there was a character that was Patrick Bateman's brother in it. It might have been James Van Der Beek's character. I don't remember. It has nothing to do with American Psycho, but it's like
the rules of attraction.
I think that might be it. It was like a in the same universe kind of story.
Yeah. It's his name's Sean Bateman.
Yeah, and I want to say Casey Affleck was Patrick.
Yeah, the guy who wrote it also wrote American Psycho.
Yeah, so there's that.
That movie was a big thing back in the day, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was one of those. It's a big deal because like every adult, pretty teenage star was in it.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're all 30 playing 20-year-olds or 18-year-olds.
I totally forgot about that.
I forgot about it until we were just talking just now.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it once. I didn't like it. And then there is the Mila Kunis sequel, which there's a special place in hell for that next to like Ghost Rider and a few other films.
The Crow.
I don't like where this is going to go. I might even stop my list there because I want to hear your thoughts on The Crow.
No, I wasn't even going to talk about it.
Oh, that bad.
That wasn't even the one that that I wanted.
We are talking Bill Skarsgård Crow, though, right?
Oh, I love the original Crow.
Yeah, just making sure you didn't switch feelings here. Okay.
No,
okay.
Never.
Or maybe the new one was so good you realized you hate the original.
No, it's the other way around. I hated the new one so much that it showed me my love again so much for the original,
that's like a silver lining.
That's right. Sometimes you got to watch the bad to appreciate the good.
That's why I watch some of the stuff I do. There you go. That's why I sit through stuff like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
That's right.
Or like I watched Hard Eyes. Hard Eyes was cool. It wasn't my favorite, but it was okay. I didn't love it. I did watch. I really enjoyed. I think you'll like too. Fight or Flight. Have you seen the trailer for this movie with Josh Hartnett?
No, I've seen the trailer for it. Yeah, it looks like a ton of fun.
It is. It's like Bullet Train on a plane, and it's so ridiculous, but it's a lot of fun. The action is I think choreographed by one of the John Wick guys.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, when I saw the trailer,
it shows they really get into it. It's pretty cool. It makes like the movie has no point. Like I can't even tell you what the plot was really about. Like I get it, but I don't. And also, there's two twists in the movie. One happens like in the first 10 minutes. It's so out of left field. It's like, oh, okay, we're done. And then you get the other one later on that Optimus Prime is controlling everything. Yeah, it's always how it goes. But
Josh Hartnett with action.
He's pretty good. I've come to the realization Josh Hartnett we judged him too harshly in the 90s and the early 2000s.
You've had like this renaissance on Josh Hartnett since
I have.
Oppenheimer, I think. Yeah.
Well, Oppenheimer started because like, oh wait a minute, I haven't seen him in 10 years.
Yeah, that's right.
And then watching all of Penny Dreadful, I was like, oh, he is really good. I forgot about this.
Right.
And
yeah.
I really liked him in Trap also. So yeah, I have had like a renaissance with him. Like I'm all for Josh Hartnett to do whatever he wants now. Put him as the DCU Batman for all I care. I'm in. Although I think he'd be better as Harvey Dent. But that's
that's right.
That's irrelevant right now. But yeah, it's really fun. He does well with the action. He is pretty goofy in it. Like I'd say maybe one of the goofiest performances he's had.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a particular scene where he's in another movie. I think he is Rango.
Yeah,
but it's like one scene, and that he's okay. The rest of the cast, not really recognizable. Katie Sackhoff is in it. I think that's her name. I didn't recognize her. I thought she was actually the actress who plays Leonard's mother on Big Bang Theory. It's not. And I was the same person, like, hey, isn't that Leonard's mom? No. But yeah, I think you'll really like Fight or Flight when you get to it.
Nice.
Yeah, other than that, I was sick for 2 weeks. So I watched all the Mission Impossible films. We watched those, and that was an experience.
Did you watch Dead Reckoning as well?
I'll get to it.
Yeah.
I got until Thursday.
Yeah. Is that when you're showing us?
Yeah, I got until Thursday. I'll probably watch it tonight and get it over with.
It's not that bad. It's just way too long, and there's too many characters.
It's not that bad, but the bad stuff is really bad to me.
Yeah.
Bob is the villain. Bob from La Bamba is the villain. Does not work for me. The whole AI thing is too on the nose. Like, we're living it. I like the Terminator way of doing things. Just tell me the robots are going to kill me.
Yeah.
I don't need to see Bob talking to the robots like they're real. Arnold doesn't have a conversation with Skynet. So, I'll get to it probably tonight. We'll see.
Yeah, we shall see.
What did you watch? I tried to skim through mine.
Yeah, no, that's totally fine. Okay, so we'll start off with the negative first. Okay, so do you remember when I was talking about Nosferatu, and I asked a question: when did I realize that this movie was going to be something special? Do you remember what I said? It was the moment that I heard Skarsgård's voice. Okay, so I watched Nora. And it's the exact opposite of that.
Oh, no.
I knew this movie. I knew I
was
going
to.
I knew, Phil, if you're still there, I knew that I was not going to like this movie as soon as any of the characters started speaking. I found nothing enjoyable about this movie. I found none of the characters likable. I found the story completely stupid. I did not like Anora at all. Like, nothing. No, I found no redeemable quality at all, and I'm so surprised. Like, I like to think that I'm a pretty open guy. Like, like what you like. If you like something, totally fair. I cannot believe people love this movie. I cannot believe the awards that this movie won.
I don't have a way to get the technical foul thing on right now. I'm looking at the options. I don't have a way to get it on here. God damn you, Restream.
I win. Yeah, and I watched the whole thing. I don't know. I think I wanted to watch the full thing because I think I was talking about it, and I can't remember I think it was our friend Joe from How Did We Get Here. He said the back half was a little bit different. When the boyfriend of the husband's family's crew show up and they go actually start looking for him.
Yeah,
you can sense there's a little bit of a shift from them just partying and thinking it's Jersey Shore for an hour or whatever. And then you do see the shift, and his parents show up and all that kind of stuff. But it couldn't. None of that saved it for me. I'd like to not think about this movie. And the only reason I am thinking about it because I was waiting for our show to talk about it.
I didn't even know you watched it, Nora.
Yeah, like I watched it forever ago. Like I think it was that first week. Like we didn't.
I don't think you mentioned it.
Yeah, I couldn't do it to you, Chris. And like I said, I kept expecting us to have a show. Be like, oh, I'll talk about it then. I'll talk about it then. Yeah, just I I cannot believe that you like this show or this movie, Chris, and
I don't
it's
like it. I
wild
love
to
it.
me. Yeah, you love it. It's just holy cow. Anyway, so not for me. Yeah, won't be going back
That's
and
fair.
checking
There
that
are a
out.
lot of people who do not like the movie. I didn't know that until after it won all the awards, and I saw the response. Like, oh, I
Oh,
thought this
really?
was. Yeah, yeah, you're not alone at all. But I,
Oh,
I thought that before it won the awards, I thought everybody was on board. And then
hmm.
after it won, I was like, oh no. It's kind of like that Ben Affleck thing when he talks about how he saw the reaction to him as Batman. There's
Right.
people saying no.
No.
That's kind of what I saw after when like people were so upset and so upset that she won, that Mikey Madison won. Like, oh,
Right,
okay,
instead
well,
of Demi Moore, right? Yeah.
yeah. Well, I don't think I would have given it to Demi Moore anyway, even if it wasn't
Oh
Mikey
no.
Madison. No. Now, I
Hmm.
thought her performance was fantastic, but I don't think I would have given it to Demi. But that's a whole other
Hmm.
discussion.
Sure, sure, sure. Yeah. So moving on from Honora, one I watched recently was Novocaine,
Mm.
with Jack Quaid. Good grand old time. Kind of
Hmm.
like your Josh Hartnett fight or flight
Same
movie.
same vein.
Yeah, same kind of. That's the sense I got when you were
Yeah,
talking about it.
same vein.
Um, yeah, I like Jack Quaid. I liked him when in Companion. This is a little bit of a different Jack Quaid. Kind of they took the action route with some things. I thought the action was, um, and you mentioned it when you were talking about fight or flight. The action, the stunt or whatever, it's like John Wick. And it seems like
Mhm.
every action movie is like that now almost.
That's the
So
thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
Novocaine's like that to an extent, but I thought the actual with the addition of him not being able to feel pain added an extra dimension to it, and it's a little something fresh, um,
Mhm.
which I enjoyed. So yeah, no problems with that. Good grand old fun action movie, which I'm always down for. And I told the story to you. It ended. I was watching it on Prime. The movie ended like 10:30 or whatever. It was getting up to go to bed. And right in the bottom of the corner of the screen, it said, "Up next, Nosferatu." I'm like, oh damn it! So I just sat down and watched Nosferatu again. Oh man, what a
It's so funny how that was the one that came after. No, not like another
That's
action comedy,
exactly right,
not
and that's
John
why I
Wick,
shook my head. I'm like,
Nosferatu.
man, I would have turned off anything. I would have said, screw it, I don't need to watch this right now. But because it was Nosferatu, I had to do it.
He's an appetite. You can't say no.
It's just so good, man. Like what a fucking movie. Like my god,
10 out of 10.
100%.
10 out of 10.
I watched The Killer again on Netflix, the David Fincher Michael Fassbender movie.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I remember when we were talking about it, we both were kind of lukewarm on it, or I was lukewarm on it.
I think I liked it more than you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I watched it again, and I don't know if I gave it more of an open mind, but I kept thinking to myself, man, I love David Fincher. Like I love everything that he did except for Mank. Um, and I liked The Killer a lot more the second time. I like the style of it.
Oh, cool.
David Fincher is very much a style director. Like every shot, every
Yes.
scene, every movement a character makes is all David Fincher and all his planning and directing style. And you get that like this movie is 1,000 that. The Killer is every
It's also very
small
quiet.
move is David Fincher showing us, look how good
Hmm.
this looks and watch how he moves and everything like that. So I appreciated the style of movie that The Killer was the second time around.
You should check out Black Bag. I think you'll like that too. Also with Fassbender.
Oh, that's the
It's
newer one.
Fassbender. Yeah, it's new.
Right.
Newer. It's on Peacock here, I believe. I don't know what would be on there.
Not sure, but that's nothing. So I could find that somewhere. Yeah, Steven Soderbergh
Yes.
directed that. So that's another director.
That's a
He's
style
a style
director.
director. That's right. So yeah, I'll add that one to my list.
Black Bag is very much a stylistic movie. Is that a word, stylistic? I don't know. I just made it a
I
word.
like
Sounds
it.
fancy.
Go with it.
Yes.
Ba, 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 ba.
Hashtag stylistic.
Hashtag stylistic. A couple of TV shows that I was watching. So I watched, completed Severance season 2.
Oh, nice.
I very much enjoyed season 1, so I was really excited for season 2. Season 1 ends on a ginormous cliffhanger, um, we're talking about The Last of Us right now on our audio only feed for Gathering of the Geeks, and we're expecting a kind of a cliffhanger with that. And I was trying to think of other shows where you actually left you on like a wild cliffhanger, like what I have no idea what's going to happen next. And Severance season 1 was like that, and season 2, it answered some of those questions, but also felt like the series was an alternate version, an alternate reality of the show Lost, where it's just like they felt like they were making stuff up as they went along. Like, oh, here's the smoke monster, and now look at this, and look at this, and then don't answer some of those questions, and here's some more questions, and I'm not going to answer those either. It just felt like going on and on. It's like, okay, I don't need more of the mystery. You're choking me out with mystery and not giving me enough answers, which sucks because John Turturro is so good in it. Adam Scott is so good in it.
It isn't Severance just like The Office but serious?
It's if you go to work and you enter an elevator. When you get to work, you forget everything of your outside of work life, and you are a different person on the inside. And then when you leave work, you go back to being the person that's on the outside. So they're called outies and innies. So like you only
Less prison, like more
it's
sci-fi.
a prison, exactly. So if you're on the inside, you only think about work. You only have work. You don't have your family.
Severance, okay.
So anything like that. So the idea of the show is great. I really like that idea, and I like the story how it goes. But season 2 was just too much Lost. It was too much questions and not enough answers. And the season again ends on a giant cliffhanger. It's like, oh, okay, you're going back. You're doubling down on cliffhanger stuff. So, but the technical nature of the show, acting, visuals, Ben Stiller does a great job directing, which is awesome to see.
I think Ben Stiller is underrated as a director.
100%. And the last one, I was watching a whole bunch of Apple stuff. I got 3 months free for something. I can't remember what I signed up for.
Oh, cool.
And we were talking about this the other day. You watched Friends and Neighbors. What's it? The Friends and Neighbors?
Yeah, I'm loving Your Friends
and Neighbors. So I was going to watch that, but I was reading it, and it said drama. I don't know, serious or something was in the title. I'm like,
yeah, it's not light at all, but it does have some kind of light moments, but it's not a very fun
show. Exactly. So I said, I don't know if I want a non-fun show right now. So then I decided to watch The Studio, with Seth Rogen and Ike Barinholtz and Catherine Hahn and Catherine O'Hara, a whole bunch of people, about a newly appointed studio head who's an idiot, and buckling under the pressure of running a studio. And it's got a lot of great cameos in it. Martin Scorsese's in the first episode. Whole bunch of good things, and it kind of gives a nice insight to the Hollywood nature of making movies. And Ron Howard's in a really funny episode where he makes a movie with Anthony Mackie, and it's 3 hours long, and the last 45 minutes of the movie is really bad. So the Seth Rogen character, the studio head, has to tell Ron Howard to cut the movie. But that part of the movie, it relates to a dead cousin that Ron Howard had. So they get into a fight about it. So there's some really funny moments in it. But I have two issues with the show. One is Seth Rogen, who apparently I don't like as an actor, who I didn't really know too much about that. Most of the time I've seen him in straight up comedies. Trying to think of like 40-Year-Old Virgin, Knocked Up, those kinds of things.
Didn't he do the cancer comedy with Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
Yeah. What was that one called?
I don't know. It's weird to say cancer comedy,
I know what you mean.
But you know the way I'm talking about.
Yeah. So
I think he was in that, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was Joseph Gordon-Levitt's best friend in that movie. So anyways, I don't like Seth Rogen as an actor. Don't know if I can really stand listening to the guy talk most of the time. It's just a personal thing for me. The other thing is the editing and the shooting style of the show. There's a lot of oneers in the show. A lot of quick back and forth to a character instead of cutting to one person's POV and then cutting to another person's POV. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of going like this with the camera, a lot of movements. There's the second episode is actually called The Oneer, where he ruins Sarah Polley, who's directing one of his movies. She's trying to do a oneer in the show, and he keeps getting in the way. and ruining her shot and pissing her off. But they keep doing oneers throughout the episodes throughout the season. Not as long is that episode. I think it was like half an hour, and the whole half hour is a oneer. But there's like 2 minutes or 30 seconds of just constant oneers when the camera's moving too quickly, trying to get all of the characters in the scene their moment to shine instead of just doing kind of editing cuts. And it's hard to. It was a lot of work to watch. It felt like I was at my job trying to watch the show. I couldn't sit back and relax with the show.
Editing like that is difficult.
Yeah.
Like it's hard to watch it. There's that famous scene from Bohemian Rhapsody that everybody picks on the editing.
Oh my god, yeah.
And that's kind of what this sounds like.
It's like that.
That's what this sounds like.
Where that scene is over edited, I think the show needs to be more edited with the studio. Instead of editing, they're just moving the camera from character to character to character. And it's just too much. So yeah, I'm gonna go back and feel bad and watch a drama about friends and neighbors instead of
it's
watching
good.
The studio.
It has some laughs. John Hamm is
Is he the lead?
Yeah, he's the main character.
Good. One of the reasons I do want to watch that is just seeing John Hamm as a lead character in a show again.
That and then of course he handles it. It's John Hamm. He's charismatic no matter what he does. I think, but he's really good in this. And it's also it's not Don Draper like, but you could see maybe Don Draper could have been friends with this guy.
Oh, really?
Kind of, I think. This isn't a horrible human though. This character is not a horrible human.
Don's only horrible sometimes.
No, he's a horrible person.
Do you ever think about that? Do you ever think about Don Draper and get sad?
Not get sad, but I do think about Don Draper. I love Don Draper. So
yeah.
But I don't get sad. I more so I think, man, what an asshole.
Yeah, I get sad when I think about Don Draper and how of a horrible father he is and how horrible upbringing he had. And
that Hershey bar scene, man.
I can't. Don't you always bring that Hershey bar scene up? I can't do it.
It's great.
So
I don't know how
I
get sad just for that.
Yeah, I get so sad about Don Draper.
I mean, he has a happy ending.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, I keep wanting to watch Mad Men. It comes up in my Facebook feed all the time. Scenes from I'm like, oh man, what a goddamn show.
It was one of the reasons I was keeping AMC Plus because I'm gonna rewatch Mad Men. But I just never did. So I was like, I guess I don't need it. I also own the first
Mayfair Witches.
I was, but I finally canceled it. And actually, the day after I canceled it, our friend Cookie watched this thing on there called Ugly Stepsister. It's on there. I was like, oh shit.
Oh, that's the Cinderella thing?
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a grotesque Cinderella story or something.
Sounds beautiful.
It does. I'm going to watch it eventually. I just got to resubscribe to AMC Plus for no reason.
Well, soon enough when Talamasca's on, maybe you can resub then.
I don't think that show's real. I don't think it's real. They've only filmed these promotional vignettes.
So weird.
Like it's a wrestling promo. Kane is coming. That's what this is. I'm convinced it's not real.
William Fitcher is coming.
And he's a vampire, I believe.
Who knows?
He's got the eyes. We'll see.
Yeah, so that's the studio. I'm going to switch over and watch Friends and Neighbors instead. Yeah, did I have anything else?
Cookie says Ugly Stepsister was fantastic. Yeah, I'm going to end up resubbing for that and the other Shudder goodies because I forget it does have Shudder.
Yes. Every B horror movie you can ask for.
Not all of them are B movies. There's a lot, not all of them.
I know.
Tubi is if you want B horror movies, you go to Tubi. They have every schlocky bullshit horror you could think of.
Mm-hmm.
They even have the Children of the Night on there, which I've always said is one of the worst things I've ever witnessed.
You love schlocky things.
I do usually, but not that.
I love the way. I don't know if you've said schlocky on this show before, and I love it.
Schlocky? I don't know. It might not. It might not. I think it's a word that you only use when you need it.
Yeah, you got to pull it out of the bag.
It's purposeful.
On special occasions. That's right.
Yeah, it's purposeful. You can't use it for any movie or TV series.
That's it. That's my list of long watches. Happy to watch some things though. I actually sat down. It felt good watching TV shows again too, like full TV shows that were like the studio was weekly, but I was behind on it. So when I was watching that, I got caught up on it. Severance, I started watching after it was over. Is Friends and Neighbors over, or is it ongoing?
No, there's 2 episodes left.
Okay, so by the time I get to those 2 episodes, then I'll have watched some everything. So yeah, good
Yeah,
watching TV.
they're about an hour long each. So if you were to, I don't think you'd be binging it, but if you wanted to, you could, and then you'll have the 2 episodes.
Perfect.
It's a good time. I think you'll
All
like
right.
it.
Nice. Anything else you want to chat about, Chris, before we get out of here?
Nope. I hope that everybody's into the Tuesdays. We'll see how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's easier for our schedules and maybe everybody else's. That's kind of my wonder too, because I know Sundays are busy for people. So
Sure.
hopefully Tuesdays work better.
Yeah, and we're gonna have lots of audio stuff. We got audio stuff happening right now in your podcast feeds, where you, I, and Nico from V39 are reviewing season 2 of The Last of Us as well, and that show that may or may not be coming out, Talamasca. Maybe we'll talk about it, Chris. Who knows? If it ever comes out, maybe we will.
I'm just saying, if Talamasca doesn't get a release date, Welcome to Derry is coming also.
That's right.
So I don't know if anybody wants to go down to Derry with us.
Yeah. Yeah, come be frightened in Derry with us. Yowza.
It's going to be fun. I'm excited. But yes, Talamasca or maybe both. We'll see what the schedules are.
Yep. So check out your podcast feeds. Check out our YouTube channel. We'll be back 2 Tuesdays from now, hitting you up with all of our recaps again. Chris, where can people find where you at?
You guys can follow me on Twitter at thatchris70. I do a bunch of different bullshit. It's all there. And I would love it if you guys will follow this show at G of the Geeks. Emmett is better with the rest of the plugs, so he'll take over.
You can follow me everywhere at Emmet Davis 7. Gathering of the Geeks is available on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. Just search for Gathering of the Geeks and you will find us right there. Cookie, thanks so much for checking us out. Phil, thanks for checking us out. Zeddy, thanks for checking us out.
Jeff was also with us.
Jeff, also new for me. Jeff, thanks so much for checking us out on this fine Tuesday evening. So for saying all that, I'm Chris. He's Emmett. And he's Chris. I'm
okay?
Emmett. Yeah, it's
I
Tuesday.
think you will float now.
Yeah, that's right. And we gather on Tuesdays.
Gotta get used to that. End of session. It's not coming on.
Thank you for joining us. It's been a real grand time. Have a good night. We'll see you next Sunday. Remember, we support you as long as you aren't doing heroin. Please don't do that.